A couple days ago, I ran across a duelist that was playing in customs. It was testing out some relatively interesting Evil Twin plays. Well, I got the chance to see what he was messing around with for new Armed Dragon support. Now, by any stretch of the imagination here, alright, I know that reasoning is limited. Alright, hear me out here. Easy replacements for this. He's like, hey, I've been testing this around a little bit. This is the fun concept that we've got going on here. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm curious about this. So I figured we'd go ahead and talk about this because a lot of players saw the new Armed Dragon support and they're like, yeah, Chazz It Up. And I agree. I was excited to see what this new support brought to the table for this deck. So this deck does encourage you, or really want you to play the old Armed Dragon support. Now, sad part is here that might not be the best option for you to go about things, all right? We want to put big boss monsters on the field. We also get cool access to White Veil, which was very interesting of all things that they did. And this duelist has chosen to go down the path of Pot of Extravagance, and he's just kind of duping down on the extra deck. Now, at some point, I feel that you might be able to do something. Tactics, good replacements for this. More hand trap, depending on the situation. Even possibly the droplets, in case you run into Dark Dragoons. But this is, like I said, a very interesting starting place here for the deck. So, let's dig on into this. Let's talk about the Armed Dragons. Let's see what they want to do based on the new stuff. So we have triple copies of Asher Blossom and Joyous Spring. Check. Alright. Now, all of the new Armed Dragons basically have an optional effect if they're sent to the graveyard. So this card's name is always treated as Armed Dragon level 3 while it is face up or in the graveyard. You can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard to send this card from the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a level 5 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a Dragon monster's effect, you can draw a card. So basically what ends up happening here is if we have this on the field and then we have a card in our hand, we can go ahead and fulfill the condition of this, which is discard the card, level this up into 5, and then since we sent this to activate a Dragon monster's effect, we get to go ahead and draw a card. So the card that we are dedicating to the level up of this monster is going to be self-replaced for us as we are climbing up the essential leveling ladder. Now, this is how they should have designed the level monsters in the first place, as these turbo monsters that can essentially reach higher peaks for no real interest. So, on a committed normal summon, you use the effect, discard a card, level up, and then you get the ability to draw another card, which is really good, by the way. And we have Armed Dragon level 5. So this card's name is always going to be treated as Armed Dragon level 5 while it is face up or in the graveyard. Okay? You can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, send this card from your field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a level 7 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. Okay? If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a Dragon monster effect, you can add one level 5 or higher wind monster from your deck to your hand. So, as long as we have another monster in hand, exact same scenario here. You get to go ahead and pitch, level this up, and then you get to go search for Tempest here, actually, which has backdoor synergy into this deck because it's a frickin' wind monster. Alright, like, I feel like they wanted you to recruit for other things in the Dark Armed, or in the Armed Dragon archetype, but I think it's cool that you get that backdoor synergy for your archetype to get access to the Tempest and other things. Now, our next step along the way. So this guy, Armed Dragon Thunder level 7. This card's name is always treated as Armed Dragon level 7, so we meet the original conditions. Check. You can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard, send this face-up card to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon level 10 or lower Armed Dragon monster. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add an Armed Dragon card from your deck to your hand. Now, when it says an Armed Dragon card, you get access to all of these. Actually, you can tutor for any of these. If you want to tutor for, say, a monster, you can, alright? Depends on what you feel that you need at that time to level up, or something else along the way. And then we get to our big, cool boss monster. Armed Dragon Thunder level 10. So apply one or more of the following effects according to this card's attack, if it was special summoned by the effect of an Armed Dragon monster effect. Okay? So, one or more, this card's name is treated as Armed Dragon level 10. 10 or more cannot change control. 100 or more cannot be destroyed by battle. 1,000 or more once per turn during the opponent's turn. Quick effect. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard, target one other card on the field and destroy it. And if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack points. 10,000 or more once per turn, you can destroy all other cards on the field. Alright? Super easy to achieve, by the way. I think that this being one of the coolest boss monsters that sets up a sequence of effects like this for easy to achieve stuff is... I really do like what they were doing for this archetype. And then there's this, alright? I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. I get that, you know, Chazz was a part of Obelisk Blue, and White Veil is a card. But this was interesting. So this thing cannot be normal summoner set. Must be special summoned by its own effect. So you can banish Armed Dragon monsters from your field or graveyard with a total of 10. Okay. Special summon this card from your hand, and then you can add a White Veil for your deck to your hand. You can only special summon one Armed Dragon level 10 white per turn this way, and you take no effect damage. Alright, at the start of the damage step, this card attacks, you can destroy one card on the field. Think about that. You get the ability to search for White Veil, you get the ability to toggle on up. Now, White Veil here is interesting. So, while the equipped monster battles, your opponent can activate spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step. When an attack is declared involving the equipped monster, face-up spell and trap cards your opponent controls have their effects negated until the end of the damage step, even if this card leaves the field. Keep that in mind. When the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. When this face-up card leaves, or when this face-up card in a player's spell and trap card zone leaves the field, that player takes 3,000 damage. We don't really care about that. We just care that we're chazzing it up as we're smashing face. Alright. So we also have Triple Lightning and one Tempest for our other searchability options. And then we have cool stuff like this. So we have Armed Dragon Flash. Quick play spell card. Special summon one level 3 Armed Dragon monster from your deck in defense position. Hey, you needed a starter, right? Check, we gotcha. Alright, we can go ahead and put this Armed Dragon level 3 on the field. Super easy, no problem. If you're playing the old one, you can do this before or in the standby phase to level up. I love what they did for the synergy for this. And then we have Blitz. So target one Armed Dragon monster you control. Take one monster with the same name from your deck or graveyard and either add it to your hand or special summon it, ignoring summoning conditions. If you summoned a monster, it cannot attack directly. You can only activate one Armed Dragon Blitz per turn. You cannot special summon monsters during the turn you activate this effect except for Dragon-type monsters. Hey, you want to get out your other Armed Dragon? That's why I said, like, this deck wants you to play other copies of the other half of the engine in it so that you can level up and go down both lines. But no real point because the new stuff is just infinitely better. And then we have Triple Armed Dragon Lightning. So you can target one Armed Dragon monster you control, activate one of these effects. It gains 100 attack times its level, or add one Armed Dragon monster with a lower or equal level to that monster from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use the effect of Armed Dragon Lightning once per turn. If an Armed Dragon monster you control be destroyed by card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. So this actually ends up protecting our monsters. Then we have Triple White Veil. And then the cheese card in the deck, like I said, is Reasoning. I find this card to be absolutely hilarious. You resolve this card, and your opponent's like, oh, what call, boss? I feel like 3 is probably your safest bet. But if you, like, snap into, like, the 5 or something, it'd be in an interesting place. And then we have triple copies of Pot of Extra with this extra deck. Now, there are a few other things I would consider. You do have access to level 10 boss monsters up here. You can explore Xyz plays with this. It really just depends on what variant of things that you really want to go with for the new stuff. So guys, what do you think? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about this. Like I said, that this is just purely for fun so far, showcasing ratios and things, and kind of what you can do along your way to testing Armed Dragon. Alright guys, I'm out. Take care. Peace. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out Vanquill40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCL40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mclgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.